I'm Nadia Dunn, your host of CCL TV, TV made by the industry for the industry. But who are CCL? Well, CCL are an independent and neutral third-party logistics service provider and custom clearance specialist. From e-concept to e-logistics for e-commerce, CCL has the e-solution. Now, joining me today is Rebecca Percasky, co-founder of the Better Packaging Company. Bex, thank you so much for being here today. How are you?
I'm great, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. It's nice to see you. Now, tell us a bit about the company and how you got involved, how it started.
Yeah, look, it always makes me laugh a little bit that I am involved in a packaging company because I really loathe packaging, and I've always been quite vehemently against it. So to have a packaging company sort of is quite amusing. But I worked in the e-commerce industry for a number of years. I was actually involved in the startup of a tech company, Starshipper, which I think you're aware of. And it was there that I saw the growth in e-commerce. You know, it's doubling every 2 years, and that growth's really being increased by COVID because we're ordering more online every day. And I just realized that there was a huge amount of additional packaging waste associated with e-commerce, and it really got me thinking. And at about the same time, my little daughter, who was about 6 years old, she had chosen to do her school project on saving the world, and she came up with this really, really sweet and innocent list of things like walking to school and not cutting down trees, and you know, it really just got me here. Because there's this little person who I loved, and she was really worried about such a deep issue. So that night, after she did her school project, I sat up and wrote a list of 5 things that I could do. 4 of them were in the packaging space, and the first one was to make a more sustainable courier satchel. So fast forward 4 years, and we've sold over 60 million home compostable courier satchels. And yeah, it's a number we're incredibly proud of.
Yeah, I saw a talk that you'd done in March last year saying, and at that point you'd sold over 6 million bags, reducing the use of over 100 tons of single-use plastic, and already that's up to 60, did you say? 60 million?
Yeah, it's increased, and it could actually be more. I know this sounds crazy, but we're just running so fast that sometimes we forget to count them.
Yeah, I bet. So you didn't expect this kind of feedback and uptake, I guess?
No, it was amazing. You know, we launched a home compostable satchel, and we did what we thought was quite a big order, and it sold out within weeks. And so we doubled it, and then that sold out within weeks. And we just kept on doubling the order, and we kept on running now. And we've just been hanging on for dear life ever since, really.
So the journey from being a tech program manager to now co-founder of this, you know, saving the world, you know, part of that. How's that been? It must be incredible to feel part of that. Yeah,
look, I'm super excited to be in this industry. It's incredible, and the innovation that's coming, it's a really amazing. We just see it as an incredible opportunity, you know, to redesign the world in a more sustainable way. So it is an incredible industry to be a part of. But you know, business and project management, they're quite similar. It's all about problem solving and working out how you're going to get to the next step and how you're going to solve that problem. And so all of those skills that I used in tech, I'm using every day now, and some.
And how's the pandemic affected you and the Better Packaging Company?
Yeah, look, it's affected every part of our supply chain. You know, we manufacture in Asia. So right back in the beginning last year in January, when China went into lockdown, that first initial lockdown, we were impacted. And since then, it's impacted everything from our customers to our staff who are working remotely. You know, our customers at times haven't known which way their businesses are going to go. Some businesses have flourished, some haven't, and now we're really, really impacted by supply chain and you know, all the issues that everyone's facing around freight. So that's a really big one for us at the moment. So it's every day we're coming up against it and trying to find ways around it. But I think what I really love about this situation is that everyone is in the same situation, and so there is an opportunity to really connect in with your customers and share some war stories, because we're ultimately e-commerce merchants. We sell our product online, and so are our customers. So we have a very similar growth to them, and we have the same challenges. So it's something that we can share.
Well, with that increase of online sales during COVID, what are your thoughts around B2B global e-commerce sustainability challenges?
Yeah, look, packaging's a massive challenge at the moment, and it's sort of the one that obviously is forefront of my mind. And yeah, the freight component of it. Look, I think what we need to be doing is buying less things, and when we do purchase, buying really good quality items that have been built to last a long time, that can also be repurposed and regenerated at the end of their life. We just need to be really aware of what we're purchasing and what we're selling. You know, as e-commerce merchants, you have a choice in the products that you make. At Better Packaging, you know, we follow the Ellen MacArthur CircularEconomy model. And in that model, they believe that waste is a design flaw, and that 80% of waste is created at the design phase. So I think as merchants, if we can be really thinking about what we're designing and looking to design out waste, I think that'll go a long way as well.
Absolutely, of course. And what are the challenges that you face now and in the future with cross-border e-commerce?
Oh, look, we're facing. It's quite amusing because while I didn't think I'd have a packaging company, I have no experience in supply chain. So I've and Kate, my business partner, doesn't either. And we've kind of had to learn it on the trot. And our supply chain team was one person a year ago, and now we've got 5.5 people in it. Not half a person, but a part-time person. Yeah. So there's just so many challenges at the moment, especially, you know, in the UK with Brexit, we're facing a number of challenges there. We're really pretty much every port that we're shipping into. So we ship into 52 countries around the world. We've got fulfillment centres set up in 6 hubs. So China, Australia, New Zealand, UK, EU, and the USA. Every port that we're shipping into is facing challenges either due to the fact that there's too many ships coming in, or they don't have enough staff. There's so much happening in this space. It's incredibly challenging, and you just have to be really planning, be really risk averse, you know, really understand what your risks are, add a whole lot of extra time into your planning, and just be constantly monitoring it, which we are, you know, on a daily basis.
And I guess you're only going to grow if things carry on the way they are. So those hubs, you know, next year, are you planning to expand those?
Yeah, I mean, my supply chain team would say no, but I'm quite keen to. I've got a few ideas. The EU is a new hub for us, which we're opening. We're just in the process of opening at the moment, so we'll let that one bed down a little bit, and then I do have a few up my sleeve. But
well, let us know when you've got any news to share, and we'll obviously help you share that across our platforms.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Now, Bex, digital marketing, you've always been involved in that from the beginning when you're established. How does that affect the company and your clients, I guess?
Yeah, look, digital marketing has been a massive part of our growth. So when we launched our home compostable courier satchels, it was really important to us that we made them, you know, not only sustainable but aesthetically pleasing as well. And so we made them, you know, this really beautiful black mat, and we put some quite fun writing on them, you know, I'm a real dirtbag, and it's really tongue-in-cheek. And what we didn't realise is we'd actually sort of inadvertently started a viral marketing campaign, because they were landed up in the hands of lots of different people. And so our customers were posting about them, and they were shouting out about the fact that they were moving to sustainable packaging, which is what we expected. But what we didn't expect is that when their customers received it, they would also post about it. And so social media became a really important channel for us. And we would, in the early days, we would notice when a big brand might post about our product, our sales would go up. And we could actually see that correlation between the social media post and the sales. and really map it, and so we could really understand that impact. And so it has been an incredibly important tool for us, and one that we've used, I think. And Kate's in charge of that side of the business, and she's done an incredible job of it.
Well, using the user-generated content in itself is a great tool on social media. How do you go about getting that kind of content?
Yeah, look, it's for us, it's really important to be really organic with it, and go with our instinct. And it is Kate's side of the business, and it's something that she's always owned and done herself. We've never really outsourced it. We've had the odd sort of takeover, but for the most part, we've done it ourselves. And it's always been about things that are really true to us and important to us. So we've been incredibly honest, and I think the users respond to that, or the people reading the posts. So I think if you're true to who you are and to your brand, people respond to that honesty, and that's what we've really tried to do.
And is there a correlation between the digital marketing channels and your overall company sales?
It's a really hard one, and it's something we do discuss internally, is where sales ends and marketing starts. And I think there's so many things, especially with what we're doing, that go into generating sales for us, and social media and marketing and content is a massive part of that, especially because we have such an Instagrammable bag. We joke that we've become the first Instagram worthy courier satchel, and so it all plays a part. And we really believe, especially with a new product, when you're bringing it to market, that people need to be touched by it at least 2 or 3 times. And it might be that they receive a packaging, or a friend tells them about it, and then they see something on social media, and then they might see something like this, content like this. And I think it sometimes takes a few hits, or it quite often does, for people to really then start to get on board. And so all channels are important to that sales process.
And I know you said about the hub in the EU that you were just starting work on. Do you have any other programs or products coming next year?
Yeah, look, we've literally just launched a product this week, so 2 days ago, and we're super excited about it. We've been working on it for well over a year now. And what we did last year is we had this amazing session within the team where we said, right, what would the ideal packaging solution be, regardless of what it might cost, or if the technology's out there, what would that be? And so we wrote up this list of all of the different parts of the packaging along the life cycle, from sourcing to manufacture, use, and end of life. And we were like, right, well, let's start with the sourcing part of it. What could it be made out of? Wouldn't it be incredible if we could make it out of waste? And then we were like, no, we can do better than that. Let's make it out of pollution. And then we had a whole lot of other things. It needs to be recyclable, end of life, reusable. And so we've gone out to create that product. And what we've launched this week is POLLAST, which is packaging made out of ocean-bound plastic pollution. So we're working with communities in Asia, and predominantly in Indonesia, to collect plastic pollution. So we're paying them a fair wage, and we're turning that pollution into packaging.
That's absolutely incredible.
It's amazing. We can't actually believe we've made it happen, and it's 100% pollution, so which is a world first. And the thing that I really love about it is it delivers on 14 of the Sustainable Development Goals. And so it's a really neat solution, because not only are you solving pollution, but you're also looking at that poverty. And I think we all know that poverty and pollution are so tightly linked that we're not going to solve one without the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're super excited about the launch of POLLAST.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, congratulations. And what better time during this week when we have the Climate Change Summit going on? And yeah, I mean, have you already had feedback on that product?
Yeah, with POLLAST. So yeah, it's been incredibly well received. We do have a number of really well-known brands piloting. So we did a kind of pilot launch a few months ago, just to test the market and work through the process, and it's just been incredibly well received. So we've got brands all around the world piloting it and using it, and then the launch is going incredibly well as well.
Oh, well, congratulations again. That's really incredible. Now, Bex, what do you think about a third-party logistics company starting a TV platform for the industry?
Yeah, look, I love it. I think it's the modern way, right? We've got to be sharing the knowledge that we have and passing it on to people. And I think it's really fresh and new.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. It's been really lovely to talk to you. Before you go, I'd like you to tell us, if you were stranded on a desert island, which book or album could you not live without?
Oh, look, it's such a hard one, but I definitely love all the oldies music. So I think for me it would actually be Pink Floyd, How I Wish You Were Here, because I think that's one album that I could listen to on repeat over and over again and never grow tired of it.
Oh, great choice. Excellent. Thank you so much again, Bex. It's really lovely to speak to you, and hopefully we'll speak to you again. Good luck with POLLAST, and remember that CCL are much more than packages.